Is a new and even more dangerous chapter of war beginning in the skies of the Middle East? The terrifying rain of missiles and drones simply doesn't seem to stop. One strike after another is shaking the skies of Israel, while millions of people are spending their nights in fear. The big question now is, has Iran finally entered the battlefield with its full strength? And if that is the case, how far could this conflict go? Amid such rising tensions, a recent night of attacks has once again raised global concern. Late Sunday night, the massive assault reportedly began. Hundreds of drones and ballistic missiles were launched simultaneously from Iran. Within moments, air raid sirens echoed across several Israeli cities. Streaks of fire lit up the night sky as people rushed desperately to find shelter. The impact was especially intense in the major city of Tel Aviv. Explosions were heard across different parts of the city, shattering windows of many buildings and sending debris onto the streets. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps claimed that the operation was highly planned and powerful. According to the group, the attack was carried out under the directive of Iran's supreme leadership and aimed at crippling Israel's critical military and security infrastructure. Iranian sources also claimed that the initial wave of strikes severely damaged Israel's key air defense systems. Tehran specifically made bold claims regarding the widely known defense systems Iron Dome and David Sling. According to Iranian statements, precision strikes targeted these crucial systems, potentially weakening Israel's air defense network. They further claimed that Israel's early warning systems were also significantly affected, allowing several missiles to reach their intended targets without interception. Meanwhile, the international news outlet Al Jazeera reported that on the 16th day of the ongoing conflict, the intensity of attacks has increased more than at any previous point. On Sunday night alone, hundreds of drones and ballistic missiles reportedly entered Israeli airspace, spreading widespread fear among civilians. Reports indicate that several areas of Tel Aviv were directly hit by missiles. Thick smoke and flames were seen rising from multiple locations, while emergency services worked throughout the night to manage the aftermath. Israeli police confirmed they had investigated several sites across the city where rocket fragments and missile debris were found. Initially, there were no confirmed casualties. However, later reports from the Times of Israel stated that at least several people were injured by shattered glass caused by the explosions. In addition, significant damage was reported at a residential apartment building, allegedly struck by a cluster munition. Parts of the structure collapsed, forcing many families to flee to safer locations. In central Israeli cities, the signs of destruction are becoming increasingly visible. Streets scattered with debris, broken glass, and damaged vehicles. Emergency crews have been working overnight to stabilize the situation. Yet the scale of the attack has forced Israeli forces to deal with multiple targets simultaneously, presenting a serious challenge. According to analysts, this large-scale and direct assault by Iran marks a dangerous turning point in the Middle East. Previously, much of the conflict unfolded through proxy groups. Now, direct displays of military power between the two countries could push the region into a far more complex and volatile situation. This raises a critical question. Will this conflict remain limited, or could it gradually escalate into a broader regional war? Both sides appear unwilling to back down in demonstrating their military strength. With retaliatory strikes and stern warnings continuing, the entire Middle East now seems to be passing through an extremely volatile moment. Amid this escalating tension, the world is closely watching the next move, because if the conflict expands further, its consequences may not remain confined to the Middle East. Instead, it could ripple across global politics, the economy, and international security. The key question now is where this crisis will ultimately lead, towards peace or towards an even larger confrontation.